idea how people get about to doing this business of the day. Don't worry, I got you. Koku, karibu sana kwenye studio zetu za Radio 47.
Asante.
Hiyo mic sijui kama iko chini sana tukuadjustie ikuje juu.
I'm really tall.
Yes. Hapo uko sawa? Are you comfortable? Yes. Haya, nataka just to feel free, be at home. Karibu sana kwenye studio zetu za Radio 47.
Thank you.
Sasa kwa wale ambao pengine hawakujui ama hawajawahi kuinteract na content yako ama ndo wanasikia tu jina lako for the first time, they're like, oh my god, okay, Koku ni nani? So maybe you tell us, who is Koku? Ukiambiwa describe yourself ukitumia tu in 3 words, utajidescribe vipi?
I'd say I am resilient, I am very creative, and I'm very, very empathetic. Yes.
Empathetic means unaoneaga watu huruma.
Not really, but I can tell what vile una feel before you even say it.
Oh.
I'm very in tune with my emotions. I wear my emotions on my sleeve.
So kama mtu mood yake iko chini
Yes, I can tell.
Jamani, mood kidogo iko chini.
Yes.
So ulizaliwa wapi, ukakuia wapi, na historia yako fupi ni gani?
Okay, I was born in Kenya, nilizaliwa Kenya, Kilifi. Lakini baba yangu ni Mganda na pia Mtanzania.
Okay.
Hence the name Lwanga. Lakini I've grown up here, naenda holiday huko Kampala, then narudi huku, nasomea huku.
So babako ni Mganda?
Yes.
Mganda mbongo?
Yes.
Something like that.
My grandmother is Muhaya from Tanzania. So, yes.
Okay. And your mother?
My mother is Kikuyu.
Your mother is Kikuyu, lakini ukazaliwa Kilifi.
Yes.
Ilitokeaje hiyo?
My mom is a nurse, so akapostiwa huko kufanya kazi. And they met there. My dad is a doctor. They met in hospital. Yeah, but I've grown up mostly in Kenya. I just go and visit folks in Kampala.
In Kampala.
Yes.
Okay, so upbringing yako ilikuwa gani?
Very normal, I'd say, but for a huge part, because I've grown up with a single mom. My parents separated a long time ago. So I grew up in a single mother. My upbringing was normal, with a few hiccups here and there in terms of finances, but yeah, it was pretty normal.
Okay, so nyumbani ukizaliwa wazazi wote walikuwa pamoja? Ama ulizaliwa na kila mtu alikuwa bado shughuli zake?
Yes, exactly.
Okay, so how was that relationship for you? Ilikuwa affect vipi?
Definitely daddy issues, considering the fact that for a huge part of my childhood, like nilikuja ku have a relationship na baba yangu when I was 11.
Okay.
That's when I was like, oh, so this is my dad, this is that side of the family. So obviously hiyo kukosa ku grow up na baba for these formative years who affect mtu in how you relate with yourself, your self-esteem, how it shows up in your relationship. So when you grow up and now you start dating. But kukua aware is the best thing, because now that I am aware, I'm working constantly to counter those effects that my childhood could have brought.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so hapa mko 11, mulikuwa bado Kilifi ama mulikuwa mshatoka Kilifi mkaja?
Tulika Kilifi, tukakuja hapa up country Kerugoya, then we went back to Voi, tukakaa Voi for 10 years, then my mom akapostiwa back to Kerugoya.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay, so imekuwa ni Kilifi,
yes,
Kerugoya, Voi,
yes,
Kerugoya.
Yes.
Okay, Nairobi ulikuja lini?
Nilikuja after form 4. When I went hapa to University of Nairobi, nilisoma Bachelor of Engineering, and then nikaanza kuhustle peke yangu. That's how I came to Nairobi.
And this time babako maybe was he actively present in your life?
Yes, after we met at 11 years, now the relationship ikaanza kuwa fostered. I go even visit him because my dad works in Botswana.
Okay.
I go visit him, I stay with him, stay with the other side of the family. So by this time, tulikuwa tumefoster some sort of relationship.
Okay.
Yes.
How was that? How was the first meeting? I'm just curious. With your dad at 11, muliongea nini? Ulimwambia nini? What was the conversation
awkward.
about?
It was very awkward because I didn't know how to present myself, how to carry myself. Will I say something wrong that will make him maybe go away again?
We should be able to understand.
Because these are the thoughts that happen in a child's mind. You're like, what do I do to impress this new parent that I'm meeting? So it was a bit awkward. But the good thing is that we met kwa environment and the other family members were there.
Okay.
So they were able to foster an environment where we were able to meet and talk and just have a good time.
So ulikuwa mtoto peke yako ama you had siblings?
My mom's only child, but I'm my dad's firstborn.
Yes. So kule kuna watoto wengine, you have brothers brothers and sisters
Yes,
from your
I
dad's
have
side.
sisters, yes.
Okay. Aya, so now umekuja Nairobi from Kerugoya. Was there any shock? Like ile inaitwa
Culture
yeah,
shock.
culture shock. We can call it that, I think. Ilikuwepo ama tu uliadjust haraka?
Yes, there was culture shock because one, nilitoka from kuwa na mama yangu to now this sudden freedom at UON, and UON is at the heart of town.
Nairobi.
So there was this newfound freedom, and then hii culture ya kwenda out, go for parties, kuwa independent. Definitely kulikuwa na culture shock and some adjustment. But because I was studying a really difficult course, it grounded me, so to speak. Like sikupotea sana. Engineering.
Okay,
Electrical engineering. So by the time second day inafika ndio unapata, hey, by the way, let's focus. Ka tunataka kugraduate, let's focus and study. So I was able to be grounded that way na nisishtuke sana na mambo za Nairobi. Yes.
Okay, so unafanya electrical engineering in school.
Yes.
Ulikuwa umejua kwamba that is where you're going to get a job, ama ulikuwa unajua tu mimi eventually nitaanza kufanya vitu za online, like mambo za content creation, ama you are like I'm doing this to get a job?
Yes, maybe I've always been so to speak a nerd, like napita I even got
Choppy.
very good grades. Yes. So when I went to do electrical engineering, I was like, okay, this is something that I can do, and I can see myself graduating, working at Kenya Power, Ketraco, all these power companies. Where mama ilichemuka
iliendaje?
After I graduated, you get the shock again that things are not as you planned, because I couldn't find a job for a while. So I became a waitress at an Italian restaurant, and for a while I was applying sikupata kazi. So until I approached my cousin. My cousin actually ndiye alinisaidia ku get my first job at my first telecommunications company. Lakini haikuwa in the capacity of an engineer. It was in the capacity of like a project assistant. Like you do paperwork, unaplania watu magari za kwenda kwa site, things like that. It was nothing to do with what I went to school.
What ulisomea.
And it was very heartbreaking because now I had to adjust my expectations. You graduate, unasema nitaenda Kenya Power, nitaenda Safaricom, and I'm going to get this job, and then I'm going to, you have these big dreams. And then like, oops, I'm waitressing. Oops, I can't find a job, and the job I'm finding is more clerical than technical.
Than what you had studied.
Yes, it was quite an adjustment. I'd say it was really, really humbling.
So hii kazi ya waitress, how much were you making from that job?
I was not making very bad money. 20k per month simba na uko peke yako, and it was those years, 2014. So I was able to pay my rent and some food. Uzuri, my parents supported me.
Walikuwa nakupatia
something on the side. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So the clerical job ukaifanya for how long?
4 years.
4 years.
Yes, I was at a telecommunications company for 4 years. I started as a project control manager. That is just the title, but really the job description is pushing paperwork and organizing meetings. Like it's very clerical. And I tried my best to approach my bosses. Nawambia, you guys, by the way, ni engineer, ndio hii certificate yangu, simnipeleke field, nifanye something to do with what I went to school for. But that didn't work out. So after 4 years, I quit without plan B. Hapo ndipo content creation ilianza.
So uliamka tu siku moja ukasema mi by the sirudi?
No, what happened, the third year of me being huko kwa hiyo telecommunications company, one of my colleagues introduced me to Martin.
Okay. We're going to get Martin. Martin, tunakuja hapo.
So like I kaniambia, by the nisindikize tuende pale place inaitwaje kwenye creators huenda ku act plays tao inaitwaje?
National Theatre.
No, National Theatre. The other one has a German name. What's the
nini
iko at the heart of town.
Nimeijua ile iko karibu na Alliance.
Yes,
inaitwa sijui
Gothe. Yes, there. So akaniambia nipeleke nipatie rafiki yangu funguo. Nikamwambia hata even refuse, nikateta, nikamwambia mimi sitaki, I want to go home, nimechoka. So kufika hapo, Martin saw me and asked for my number from her, lakini hakuniambia.
Okay.
So the next day he called me for a date, and I guess they say the rest is history.
No, it can't be history. The rest can't be history because we have to okay, wacha to focus. So Martin ndo alikuintroduce kwa content creation.
Yes, it was as a form of survival, because now after I met Martin, vitu zilienda haraka. I met him, 3 months later I was pregnant.
Okay, now listen. We let us go back to you quitting your job.
Yes.
So what ili inform your decision yawe kusema mimi naacha kazi? Uliandika notice ama tu uliamka siku moja ukasema by this sirudi huko?
I had been quitting for like 2 years. Na draft nini letter, then nasema
resignation.
I need to pay rent and I need to do this, like wacha tu nivumilie, let me go again and try to talk to my bosses and see if the trajectory of my career moved from clerical work to technical work. It didn't work. So nikasema, Aki, what am I doing with my life? My 20s are for exploring and making huge risks. And if I don't change the trajectory of my career, sahi nikiwa in my 20s, I won't have another chance. So let me quit, ni re-strategize. By this time tulikuwa tumetoka our wedding Kwanjula in Uganda, Kampala, and I had a 1-year-old son by the time this is happening.
Okay.
So Martin akaniambia, because Martin had been with me, and you know, your spouse sees how frustrated you are. Natoka kazini, namwambia, yani nimechoka. I've spent the whole day at work away from my baby. Na sioni the impact of it. Sioni in 5 years to come, I don't want to be where I'm at.
Okay.
So I would constantly complain. And then he told me, you know what? It was immediately after our wedding. After to spend pesa yote kwa Kwanjula. Ndio ananiambia, you know what? Why don't you quit? I will hold down the fort. You figure your things out.
Okay, so this already you had met your husband.
Yes.
By this time.
Yes.
Okay, sawa.
Like to me fast forward, like
okay.
a year plus later,
all right.
I have now a baby and I am married.
Yeah, sawa. So I think now safe to say we can introduce the husband into this picture.
Yes.
So you're still working your clerical job.
Yes.
To say it was tweeted to vile.
Call a spade a spade.
So you're working your clerical job. Na ulikuwa unapata pesa ngapi hapa?
I think it started with around 40K. And then you keep pushing. By the time I was ending at the 4th year, I think ilikuwa imefikisha 60K. You see, for 4 years to only have added 20,000 to your salary, inakaa jokes.
Inakaa jokes na umenani kitu you are more qualified
than this.
Than that.
Watakama wanasema mchagua jembe si mkulima. It got to a place where I was like, hi, is this really what I want my life to look like?
Okay.
You know?
Aya, sawa. So you're still working your clerical job. Mkaenda hapo kwa hiyo German Institute. Then a friend of yours akakwambia naenda kupatia mtu kifungu. Then that is when you met Martin.
Yes.
So what was your first impression? Na Martin, kwa wale ambao mnasikiza na hamjui, ni anaitwa Daddy Mato. Yes, Daddy Mato. I think that is his stage name.
Yes.
Na huyo ndo mume wake.
Yes. Actually alikuwa na direct a play huko Alliance.
Okay.
So akauliza rafiki yangu, huyu ni nani?
Huyu ni nani mrembo hivyo?
Hebu nipatie namba. Sidhani kama nilikuwa mrembo juu time nilikuwa broke.
Sasa
nimejua kujipaka makeup.
Hapana. Then that means he saw you for who you are. Bila unajua ile maboy walitupendanga hizo siku when we still knew nothing about makeup, lashes nini. Those were the real OGs kusema ukweli. So mkapatana, what was your first thought about him?
Hiyo time sikuwa nataka story yake because I was coming from a very abusive relationship. Nilikuwa nimekaa a period of 6 months.
Okay.
So nilikuwa like mimi sitaki, hata nikamwambia rafiki yangu, please tell your friend I am not interested. Sasa mimi nafikira vile nitaquit na nione vile nitatengeneza hii maisha yangu. Probably I should go out of the country, do some masters or something.
So let's backtrack a bit to this abusive relationship. So you have a job that is frustrating you. Alafu ukona mtu hapa mna date na alikuwa anakufrustrate. So ukisema abusive ni alikuwa anakupiga ama ilikuwa anakutukana? How was it?
Matusi mbaya, zile matusi mbaya zenye hata siwezi nikasema hapa. It even took a while for me to open up to Martin na kumwambia this is what this guy used to call me.
Ilianzia aje hiyo?
ukiconfront, okay, for instance, Friday inafika, simu ya mtu inaenda off, itarudi on Monday.
Okay.
So unauliza mtu, where were you over the weekend? And how do you just go off like that? Mtu anaanza kukutukana out of nowhere. Enda huko, siwezi hata nikazisema hapa. But then because you want to give the relationship a chance, baadaye anarudi anakusema please forgive. That's the classic trait of a narcissist. Abuse and then charm. Abuse and then charm. So during the charm stages, nakubali. Nasema it's okay, I forgive you. Ilifika mahali kakuwa ni too much.
Okay, so ukawa unamsamehea, and maybe do you think maybe ile ulikuwa maybe ulikuwa umejiwekea ile target kwamba me I want to settle down at this point, I want to have a happy stable home?
No, not really. When I was dating him, I wasn't even thinking of settling down, but I knew at the bare minimum you have to be a decent person, in the sense that you have to be faithful in this relationship that we have, while we figure out what is going on, if we're going to settle together, like at least at the bare minimum, because that is what I'm bringing to the table. Mimi si switch off simu 1 week, you know, na si unioni kwa mitandao na some other guys, you know.
Okay, yeah.
So that was the bare minimum expectation I had of this relationship. Not that it tulikuwa serious ati we were to get married, no, but still I felt like kulikuwa na bare minimum sense of respect that should have been there. Yeah.
All right. So akawa he's abusive, then you meet Martin.
Yes.
So
I quit the relationship. I even moved out of the house I was in, and just stayed for 6 months without wanting anything to do with relationships.
Okay.
So when Martin asked for my number, nikamwambia rafiki yake, tell your friend he's wasting his time.
Siko huko.
I'm not interested. Mi sahi nafikiria vile nitasort hii career yangu. That is all. In fact, niko nimesema kutoka hapa, I'm only dating guys with money. I'm dating for money now. I'm going the hypergamy way.
I'm not dating for love.
Yes, I'm dating for only what I can gain.
Okay.
Yes.
So did Martin have money at that time?
No.
He didn't.
Absolutely not. Unaona vile kiatu mtu anatembea hadi inaenda shwa.
Inaisha.
That is the Martin I met.
Okay, so how did it move from you saying staki mutu, mimi say I'm not dating, natafuta mtu akona mado, to you saying okay, now let's go for the first date?
I know. So he called me and said, hey, so by now I guess because my friend akani clue in, akaniambia by the way, my friend amekuona na amekulike na nimempea number. Ambia sasa, why are you wasting that poor boy's time? So he called me the following day and told me, hey, I am directing a play and I'd love to call you for a date.
Okay.
So that is the first thing that caught me off guard, because I was used to guys calling me out to drink, to the club, like just very shallow dating experience. So the fact that the first date he was calling me for a play really impressed me, but bado nilikuwa like, sasa huyu ana waste time yake, mimi siko huko. So we went for the first date of the play. I watched the play, nini. Then I went back home na nikasahau hiyo maneno. Then he got very persistent, and he would ask me about my day, and then sikuwa najua alikuwa anacha gari yake parking lot. Juu mimi sikuwa na gari hiyo time, nilikuwa natembea from Upper Hill, natembea hadi town napanda mat. So anaacha gari yake iko huko beside the State House kwenye alikuwa afanya kazi, anakuja anatembea, tunakutana Upper Hill, tunateremka naye anasema, I want to know about you. Let's just hold hands. Like he was very, very calming and very caring, which was complete opposite from what I knew. So nikakuwa like, kakaroka kind of kaki soft and pole. Then one day, my ex sent me a nasty text.
Okay.
The usual kunitukana.
Akikutusi.
Yes. The usual nikashanga sasa huyu ni nani. Mpaka hata huyu ni nini. Mpaka nikamrespond nikamwambia, but see, I left you. Like, see, hii story imeisha. Like, mbona unanitukana? Mimi ni mtoto wa mtu. Why are you calling me this? Let me not say
those types of names.
Yes. So I was so down. When we met hapo akinizindi kwenda kupanda matatu, he just saw how low I was. He didn't even ask me. He just went and bought a cake for me. You know? And I was like, he asked me, what's up? What's going on? I've had a really bad day. This person is ananitukana. Like, I see understand why somebody's being so verbally abusive to me. And I am even out of, like, for the last 6 months, hata sijakuwa
sijamuona, hata simjua kwa.
And Martin was so caring and so attentive to listen to what I was saying, and he was like, hey, I know, I don't know if you like cake or not. I love cake, by the way, and I bake a lot.
Okay.
Remember his blueberry cake from Cafe Deli. Yeah, maybe this might
cheer you up.
Yes. Then I was like, oh my gosh, there are good men out here, baby. Maybe I shouldn't go the route ya kudate for money, but still nilikuwa stubborn because I'm stuck in mchezo. I'm dating for money moving forward. But I don't know, I think it was his persistence and seeing somebody being so caring and so different from what I was used to, that my heart warmed up to him slowly. And then we would have deep conversations. He's not shallow. We would talk about life. We talk about how, because he also grew up from a single mom, Nini, and we would talk about like we had deep conversations about life, about our country, about leadership. I would have intelligent conversations with this guy. And remember, up to this point, ajaniambia tu nikakununulie pombe ama tuende siju kwa club. Up to this, you know, because that is the norm that I was used to. Mtu aenda anakununulia pombe in hope for something else. And I was so tired of that. So up to this point, I was like, oh, this guy is really interesting. Kana ni call for dates, ni dates ziko na maana. If we're going to a restaurant, it's a really nice restaurant. Mimi sijui alikuwa atoa wapi pesa, because I know Martin didn't have money then.
But he was really putting in the effort.
Yes.
So to fast forward to 3 months later. So 3 months ni after mumeongea ama mumeanza kudate?
After sasa imekuwa serious.
Mmesema sasa mimi ni dem yako and I'm your man.
Yes, he even proposed to me, as I want you to be my girlfriend. Will you be my girlfriend? That was very new to me. I wasn't used to this kind of gentlemanly decorum. So yeah, 3 months later, I was pregnant.
You were pregnant with Martin's baby.
Yes.
Okay. Was it planned? Ama ilikuja tu mkasema tu, hey, bro.
We were being careless. We were being careless and it happened.
Okay.
We obviously know what happens when you have unprotected
coitus.
Yes. Hey, my goodness. I got scared because like, oh my goodness. Yani nime jump out the frying pan into the fire. You know, what if this guy is up and says, babe, by then,
Sikuwa uko.
Iyo ni yako sasa ujipange. But when I told him that, I remember I was like, nilikuwa na shanga nitamwambia aje. So Matt, I'm pregnant. Like it just came out. Alicheka. Akasema, yay, that's okay. So what do we do? Let's panga. Because by then I was in my house, he was in his house. I was like, okay, now we need to figure out prepping for the baby, how we're going to come together, look for a house. Like akaanza mimi niko hapo niko like, wait, I just told you I'm pregnant na ushaanza kupanga about things for the future. Like hauna shock, hauna nini, hautaki kutoroka. I mean, we haven't known each other even for a year. So that was his reaction. Yeah.
Okay. So mkasema sasa bado uko job, by the way. You're still working. You're still working your job.
Kwangu.
Haya, so mka move in, mkaenda, you started staying together.
I moved in when I was around 7 months.
Okay.
Because we needed to figure out, okay, so which house, collective furniture, what are we going to let go of, like such
things,
specific nitty-gritties za kupanga. Okay, this is how we are moving in together and this is how we are going to plan our lives. Finances, how are we going to to deal with that? Like it's a lot. Planning to move in with somebody, you guys have to discuss a lot
of things.
Yes.
Haya, sawa. So tume move in.
Yes.
To muka decide mnaenda Kwanjula.
Now when I had the baby, Martin proposed again. Akasema, I want to marry you.
Nataka sasa tufanye vitu officially.
Yes, nikamwambia, are you just doing this because of the baby? You know, I would hate for someone to marry me just because of a baby, because I know babies don't fix relationships. Babies don't fix anything. I'm at exhibit A. If babies fixed relationships, my parents would be together today. So yeah, akaniambia no, akanirashua no. Remember I proposed to you to be my girlfriend. This was always in the plan and in the works. I want you to be my wife and I want us to. So tukapanga Kwanjula. But then by then we didn't have money.
Okay,
we didn't have money. So Matoka nikamwambia Kwanjulas are very expensive.
Kwanza Waganda, you people, you go hard or go
I'm
home.
telling you, like we are almost the same bracket na Nigerians.
Ni ukweli.
So nikamwambia Mato, you don't know what you are in for. Ebu kwanza to relax, let's figure out our finances. We just moved in together. Let's figure out what if down the road you don't like the person that we are living with. You know? So let's live together and let's see how this works. Then 1 year later, ndio sasa get serious, and then he started getting better jobs, and he was saving and he was investing, and he was like, I can do this. I want to marry you.
Okay. Yeah. So at this point, what jobs was Martin working?
Actor and directing.
Okay.
He was doing a lot of directing work, voiceovers. I think Martin has so many jobs that he does. Script writing, because he's in that industry of film. So acting, directing, script writing, voiceovers, just to things here and there. At some point, he also, like, we were really broke. He wanted to do Ubering. Yeah, and it was like, hey, anyway, you do what you need to do, man. Like,
To make the money.
yes.
Aya, sawa. So mkaenda, Kwanjula was
Yes.
successful.
Yes.
Alienda kalipa,
Yes.
whatever aliitishwa.
Actually, my dad did not ask a shilling from him.
Most
Most of the money went into the pomp of the
ceremony.
Yes. Like, although our family came in, I have a very supportive Lwanga. The Lwanga family are very supportive. So my aunties, my uncles, my cousins, they came in and they supported us. And like half of the thing was catered by them.
Okay.
Yes, but still mato alitishwa sijui watu nini, uncles ask for things even though my father did not ask for anything.
Okay.
Yeah. So we went and did the Kwanjula.
So wale ambao hamjui Kwanjula ni kama rorashio
Yes.
ya huku ama ni kulipa mahari huko kwa
Yes.
kwa Kiganda.
Yes. So we came back.
So mkarudi, then sasa hivi ndo ukadecide naacha kazi.
I want to quit. You can imagine after spending all this money, but
hela imetumika kule nyingi. Alafu wewe ulikuwa at least unaongezea kitu kwa mkoba, yeye anaongeza kitu kwa mkoba.
Yes.
So when he told you it's fine, just figure yourself out. Jitafute. Alikuwa amekuambia hiyo mambo ya content creation ama it just came as,
in fact, when we were coming back, he was to go and direct a big show on TV. Where sasa hapo ndipo mambo ilichemka, because he was confident, even akiniambia, hey, you can quit, I will hold down the fort. Hiyo kazi ika
backfire.
2019 tuliona moto. So that is how content creation came about. Because Martin, he was like, you know what? I can script write, I can shoot, I can come up with a story and shoot. Would you be interested to come and shoot skits with me? Nikamchekelea sana. Nikamwambia, I have never acted. Even high school sikuwa hata drama fest. Mimi ni mse wa vitabu. Unaniambia ati act nini? Akasema, it's okay. He went and hired a camera, lights, and vitu mingi from his friend Brian Monene. And that is how we shot our first video together, which to date was like went viral.
Ilikuwa skit ya nini?
Ilikuwa Njoro wa Uba. We were doing a parody of Njoro wa Uba from Maisha Magic East. So ikakuwa Jonte wa Nyoba, something like that.
Okay.
And that is how we started content creation. It was born out of necessity and survival and creativity, because we would be able, it's something that would come easily to him. But me, it's something that I discovered. Oh, so I can act.
Naweza kufanya hii kitu. Okay. So, maybe for mimi ambaye nakusikiza, and I'm just trying to figure out, nataka maybe nifanye content creation, but I have no idea vile kitu inaenda. How long did it take you nyinyi kutengeneza pesa yenu ya kwanza as content creators? Not as Mato, not as Koku. Nyinyi kama,
I would say what was working for us is Martin was already sort of in the limelight from the acting scene. So when he introduced himself into the social media space, he sort of had already an audience, an audience from people who are like, this is Daddy Mato from me show from Maisha Magic East. So we had that riding for us. But still it took us at least 6 months of just shooting content without getting anything that is paid or ninio. So I'd say that is what really, like, it's like kuanza race katikati. Hatuanzi from huko chini. Like, we're not introducing ourselves into an audience. Already an audience knows who Martin Githinji is. So Mimi, I think I got into that. Again, starting a journey in the middle, not at the beginning. That is what really helped us. Otherwise, sometimes other content creators that I've spoken to, it has taken years for them to realize a fast paying gig. Yeah, like 2 to 3 years of just consistently creating content.
So would you advise mtu maybe ambaye yuko pale na mpenzi wake, how has it been working with your with your husband?
Imekuwaje? It's both good and chaotic, because we have now 2 dynamics in our relationship. We are co-workers and we are
husband
lovers.
and wife.
Rules zenye zina apply hapa often don't apply on this other side. So hapa kwa kazi kila mtu lazima show up as their best self. If one doesn't show up as their best self na huyu mwingine akucall out, mkirudi nyumbani yuko like,
inaisha.
Huyu aliniambia nini? what do you mean? What do you mean I'm not doing? So often, if you guys don't have clear, defined boundaries of, hey, this is work, this is what we need to do, and hey, we are at home, we are husband and wife, we have our child. If you don't have clear boundaries, hey, mtaona.
Mtakitambua.
Yes.
Okay, so maybe how do we tuna manage aje ile conflicts, alafu are you comfortable kuweka maisha yenyu kwenye mitandao ya kijamii? Like at some point huwa mnakuaga na ama wewe unakuaga na kale kwa wasiwasi ka I don't know, man, if this thing maybe, na hatusemi ndio itakuwa hivyo, lakini maybe just kukue na some bit of friction, how will we manage to do it?
I think every couple that works together and in the social media space and shows up together has that thing at the back of their mind, like, wow, the day hii kitu haita work out kutaenda aje or what not, but then is to have open communication about it. So we communicate about it and we are like, hey, when we are solving conflicts with each other, the goal is us versus the problem, not you versus me. So what is the problem here? What is the issue here? Is it a control issue? Is it trust issue? Is it letting go issue? Whatever the issue here is, it is us versus this issue.
Mshai kukosana vibaya sana, yani ile mka fall out mpaka ikakuwa ni hivyo.
Na tuka break up.
Mka break up na mlikuwa kwa ndoa?
For 20 minutes.
I'm like, mbona ile nipitia wapi siku hizi?
For 20 minutes. By then I got to my hit.
Okay.
For 20 minutes. Like, you're like, you know what? This is not working. This is not working. Kila mtu ene njia zake for peace of mind.
What had brought that?
It was sort of, can I remember? I think it was a trust thing.
Okay.
What because it's not about infidelity. It's not about us seeing each other. I think I see other people. I think it was, what was the issue? No, necessarily. This is some of the things that even because it got to a point where we have a therapist that we see.
Okay.
So the therapist was like, oftentimes you will see some of the fights that you have, but you can't even remember what exactly they're about. But it was about trust.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. But mkasawazisha.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So maybe sasa nataka tupatiane vidokezo alafu tutakuwa tunarudi tunamalizia. So with the children involved, watoto pia wamnaweka kwenye mitandao ama mnasema we won't share our children
since
on the space?
We shoot content, the
couples
older
content,
one, the older one has witnessed us shooting content together. So he often says, I also want to shoot. Yes, I also want to shoot. So we ask him, are you sure? You sure? Because he sees the long hours it takes to shoot content. So when he asks, we concede. We say, okay, fine, come, we can shoot. If he doesn't ask, we just let him be. Because we also want to strike a balance where it's not the whole family life is mtandaoni, and we don't have our own sacred, small little life that we have set apart for ourselves as a family. Again, we share only so much, and there is most that we live just for ourselves.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so other than maybe kutengeza couples content, wewe uko na content yako kama wewe, alafu Mato ako na content yake kama yeye. So hiyo inakupelekaje? Like, do you feel at some point maybe utasema maybe tuache kufanya hii couples, sasa kila mtu tu akue brand yake kivyake?
No, I don't think, because often we have, it's been something we have analyzed with our brand strategist. Our content together is what is holding our individual brands.
Okay.
Because even the brands who approach us individually, because I do beauty content, I'm approached by beauty brands, is because of the content they've seen me shoot with Mato.
Okay.
So our brands are intertwined, but they are also separate.
All
because
right.
I feel it's important for me to stand on my own and him as well.
As his own. Okay, sawa. Acha tupatiane vidokezo, alafu tutakuwa tunarudi tukimalizia.
Vidokezo vya matukio kwa ufupi.
Wajumbe waendelea kuwasili kwa kuwa tayari wajumbe waendelea kuwasili tayari kwa mkutano mkuu wa chama, na kampuni zinazotoa mikopo kwa njia ya kidijitali zaonywa dhidi ya kuwasiliana na familia na marafiki. Very good. Ana mengine mengi hapo mwendo wa saa 6 kamili naye Edwin Simiyu.
Vidokezo vya matukio kwa ufupi. Mchikicho na Mkamburi Chigogo, Radio 47. Hapa ndipo
Hii Radio 47 na tumerejea tena na in studio tuko na Koku Lwangu ambaye ni content creator. Tumekuwa tukipiga naye story kuanzia saa 5 na sasa hivi tumesalia dakika 9 tuweze kufika mwendo wa saa 6 kamili. Tunataka nikukumbushe kwamba either unaweza kujishindia other than ile shopping voucher na ile 1 million cash money. Kuna gari na tena pia gari ziko kwa wingi. So ni wewe tu uamue either unataka mili, unataka gari, unataka shopping voucher. What do you want kutoka kwa Lotto Meter Mania? So nasema hivi, wewe tuma tu 50 bob yako kwenye paybill 777000 account weka chapa. Alafu tena bado nataka nikukumbushe kwamba ukicheza unaweza kupata entry ya kujishindia 5.5 million cash, ama either upate brand new probox hiyo ikuwe ni gari ya kufanya biashara, na hii inafanyika kwenye Saturday mega draw. Kwa hiyo changamka isikupite, ni kubwa na tena ni ya kikweli. Mpesa tu 50 bob kwenye paybill 777000 account weka chapa. So Koku, time is up. Imagine we just have to wind this up. Vile nilikwambia tutaongea alafu ikifika hapa we're like yeah. You know, time is up. So maybe for me who is looking at content creation, what can you advise me? Mimi kama niko tu nyumbani, niko hapo Bungoma, niko huku Nairobi, niko voice yani nakusikiza and I'm like, hey, nimekuwa inspired. Unaweza kuniambia nini?
I'd say once and what comes most easy to you, because if you hear about our story, tulianza na what comes easy to us, something that we already know, which was acting. Martin knew that. Okay. Script writing, but unasikia hakuwa na equipment, so he had a friend who had equipment, akaenda akahire. So you don't have to have everything figured out. It's what kind of content comes easy to you. Is it cooking? Is it fashion? Is it beauty? Is it these days we have even financial advisors as content creators. Ni what comes easy to you, because if you do something that doesn't come easy to you, utachoka sana. Yes. Content creation, you have to be consistent. You can't be consistent in something haupendi ama something that does not come easy to you to do. So start with something that is easy for you to do, and second, be consistent. You have to be consistent. 3, there's nothing new under the sun. Because again, when we started, we had people like Akina Njugush and Sele who had already taken center stage and had started doing the skits that we were doing. So we were learning from them. So what you do on social media, if it is baking or cooking, whatever, you go to those content creators who have already made it, who in that niche, uone vile wanafanya, and try and get copy a page from what they are doing, because nothing is new under the sun. Everybody is doing something that is inspired by the other. So
tusiogope kwamba huyu ana copy.
No, okay. Because nobody can be exactly the same. You know, there is Crazy Kena and there is somebody else. You know, everybody is specific. But see if kwa niche yako ya comedy, see how maybe Crazy Kena does his content, and pick from how he does it what resonates with you. And then now put your own twist to it, because you are unique in your own way. In as much as we are doing same skits, almost like Akina Selen and Njugush, ours were different.
Kwa tofauti.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, and then be patient. But siku hizi, especially with TikTok, I feel the content creators who are coming in right now, it's easier for them to make it, because when we were starting, social media was still not such a great phenomenon.
Okay. So kidogo tu, I need like in 30 seconds utuambie how do I make money from content?
You approach brands.
So nisikae tu nyumbani. No. Nasema lakini si niko na 1 million followers on TikTok. So ni mimi lazima niwafate.
Yes, approach brands and create content with them. For instance, if I want to, like I've worked with Gania products. So I create content with showing my skincare regime using Gania products. Then use that as, hey, this is the content I create, and I would love to collaborate with you on your products. Okay. So you have to be consistent. You have to come on your page and see you create content. And 2, you have to take the initiative to approach them.
Wafate.
Yes. Yeah, you can't sit down and make money.
Okay, sasa nawafuata vipi? Lazima niandike proposal ama tu ni kuandika ni watumie DM? Manake sasa hivi ndo Gen Z wanafanya, anatuma tu DM pale. Apana. Kwa page ya nani, hey nataka
Hapana,
job.
hapana, DM. It has to be professional. You have to send a proper email and you have to attach your portfolio. This is what I do. I have a page of this and this is the content I do. Introduce yourself in a very professional manner and then attach the kind of content that you do. Just a clip, like a link. Yes. Usiende DM.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Aya, sawa. So Koku, anything, maybe parting shot yako ni gani kama unayo, tukimalizia tu interview?
Just also collaborate. That really
Collaborate
helps.
ni nini?
Collaborate ni kama
okay,
kama sasa wewe ni content creator na kuna mwingine anafanya content, akona more followers than you, unamapproach, unamwambia hey, niko na this idea ya content creation, let's meet to shoot pamoja. Then mtaandika hapo in collaboration with so and so. So audience yake itakuona and the audience yake watakuona and then they'll come to your page and that's how you grow numbers.
Okay.
Yes. So parting shot is thank you for inviting me kwa hii interview.
Karibu sana.
It was nice and look out for more. We are planning so much more on our content.
Mnapatikana wapi?
Koku Lwanga Instagram.
Koku Lwanga.
Yes, and then Daddy Mato too, hivyo on all platforms.
Okay.
Facebook, Instagram, TikTok.
Okay. So
yes.
amna page yenyu ya Koku na
we
Mato?
have a YouTube page called Mana Patao.
Mana Patao.
Yes,
okay.
Mama na Papa Tao, because
okay.
our son is called Tao.
Tao.
Yes.
So Mama na Papa Tao.
Yes, so Mana Patao.
Okay.
Yes.
Aya, sawa. Thank you so much for coming, Koku. I wish tungekuwa na muda zaidi tuendelee kupiga story, na sisi hapa kutoka kwenye Mchikicho desk tunasema to all the best.
Thank you.
All right.